Yes, people. What's going on? It's Egal Talks Football. We're back again with another video. Today, I need you guys to do me a big favor. Hit that like button right now before you even get started. Hit that subscribe button before you even get started on today's video. I got a wonderful panel for you guys. I got Rak coming through. Ahmed's coming through. Kaz is going to be joining. Jay has to talk about Newcastle. His favorite topic: are they categorically better than Spurs? We're gonna have to talk about it. Also, we got the man himself, Vader. He is fuming that his team is not performing the way that they should be, but he's even more upset if his team doesn't get any transfers done. We're gonna have to talk about Man Utd and everybody else. But before we go any further, do me a favor: round of applause to everybody in the chat. Shout out to all you guys. Happy New Year. We've made it to 2025, and hopefully we all have a wonderful, healthy, successful and great 2025. But yeah, let's get the show started. We got Ahmed in the building, and he's all smiles like always with a mustache. And we got Rak in the building. He's always got a mustache, but he's smiling also always himself. How you guys doing? Mustache crew, what's going on?
Doing good, bro. Doing good, bro. How you doing, bro?
What an introduction for 2025, the mustache crew.
Mustache crew, yeah. What's going on there?
Listen, I don't see Ahmed with a mustache all the time. I swear he doesn't have a mustache.
I used to have one, but I just didn't grow it out for a while. That's why. You know what I mean? I used to be clean shaven.
Ahmed did Movember and then just started to carry on going. He did Mo December and now it's Mo January.
Hey, that's it. Exactly,
so once everybody joins, I will be asking everybody what's on their wish list for the January transfer window. So let's save that. You guys can think about that in the background. And people in the chat, let me know what you guys are thinking. But before we go any further, Rak, you keep messaging me on Twitter. At this point, you're messaging me a lot about a certain topic. Arnie Slot, Liverpool, league titles, how you feeling? Why are you on my case 24/7 about this topic, man?
I don't remember any receipts. Maybe it's just my natural reaction. I just tweet and go. You know, like a drive-by. I just tweet and I'm off. I don't remember particular tweets, but about Arne Slot. Do I tweet you about Arne Slot or about you know what I tweet?
You tweet me so many times you don't even realize.
I know maybe that's a crazy. But I tweet you probably about Arteta more than, unless you say something crazy about Liverpool. But like I saw you say something today about the amount of XG Arsenal have conceded from in the last 9 goals. And I was like, do I reply to this? And I was like, I can't bother to reply to this. I'm busy. I'm a busy man, man. I got a busy man.
Oh yeah, that was literally nothing to do with Liverpool. It's more to do with the actual fact that Arsenal have been extremely unlucky from the goals we've conceded. Because in 12 games, we've had like XG less than 1, and we've conceded 9 goals. Where you look across other teams, they concede that relatively in a lot less games. And with a lot higher XG, so it's just like, how unlucky are we? But fair. Also, another main reason why
these things. The reason why what I was going to say is that there's always going to be variance and stuff like that. So there are going to be times where you concede high XG chances. There's going to be times where you concede low XG chances. It's just those things together balance out over a period of time. So I would argue that really, that doesn't really show very much, because there's going to be times probably at the start of the year, maybe where it was more in we were conceding low XG chances or these kind of things. So that's what I mean. That's why I don't necessarily think those kind of things.
Welcome, Kaz. What we're talking about right now is have Arsenal been slightly unlucky this season? And if you guys haven't seen, obviously we're talking about the red cards where where Declan Rice got pulled up for a red card for second yellow for kicking the ball away. It happened with Trossard also. I'm not even going to get into Saliba's red card, but more along the lines of some of the goals that we've been conceding also. The pure luck that some of these guys getting deflected goals, literally XG of 0.3 or 0.5 or less, we've conceded goals.
What you did? You moaning already?
I'm just saying. Arsenal have been relatively.
That's like me saying, okay, but what about your lucky goals from corners that just
no, but we do it so consistently from corners. It's not luck.
Yeah, I know, but it's just like
you know
what's unlucky? Kaz, they've implemented a rule to start the season. They've enforced it twice against Arsenal to punish with capital punishment, where we've gotten a player sent off, plus they missed the next game. Plus they missed the next game. Maximum punishment, I mean.
I don't know if it's on us.
Plus they missed the next game. And you know what they've done now? Now they've resorted back to the original, where they don't even enforce that rule anymore.
Well, yeah, bro, but I could say, like, even during that period, Will Hughes kicking the ball away and he was on a yellow, didn't get red carded for us. So that might be in your favor. There's been bare of them situations for Man United as well, to be fair. Bruno Fernandes wrongly getting sent off or whatever, like, but I can't bother to look back on that part, because if you want to talk about XG, I have more XG than all the teams that I've been playing recently. Guess what? I still lose.
The thing is, Egal, do you know what is a big chance classified as? Do you know what the XG for a big chance is?
Anything over like 40%.
No, so anything over 30%. So a 0.3 XG chance. 40. Yeah, no, different models have it differently, but I think the standard is about 30 or 30.33.
Let me show you this.
So your XG is always going to be less than the goal
but look
you
at
score.
this. Mbeumo 0.6, Sarr 0.4, Jimenez 0.4, Emerson 0.9. This guy here, whatever his name is, 0.5. That's Neto 0.2.
That's 0.02, bro. That's not 0. That's 2%.
I don't get it.
Neto had a 0.2% chance of getting the goal that he scored.
No, it's 0.02, bro. It's not even 0.2. He's I don't know if he's.
Yeah, that's a 2% chance of going in.
That's a 2% chance. That's a 2% chance.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Now you tell me, is this not unlucky?
No.
Well, because the type of
it's just variance. These things will go up and down.
Yeah. What are you saying? Mbeumo's goal was lucky.
I'm saying
he's saying that Arsenal conceded a load of unlucky goals in a row.
You're telling me wait one sec. Can I ask you something? You're telling me from Mbeumo's goal yesterday that was unlucky?
No, I'm saying the chance in where he's shot from 9 times out of 10 you don't score.
He shot it through my man's legs and went bottom bins. I see that shit all the time, like in the Premier. Actually, that's kind of like a Mbeumo trademark, if anything.
That was a really good finish, but
yeah. But I mean, you can't look at. But you can't look at that and say
I'm
that's
not just looking
that's
at
an
the XG alone. I'm also looking at other things. Let's be honest. Arsenal getting 3 players sent off. Some of these things are unlucky. Let's not act like it's not.
Yeah, but at the same time, you could also flip it and say Declan Rice was naive or stupid, knowing what the kind of consensus was around kicking the ball away and all this kind of stuff, allowing that being a situation as well. Have you also put that in the counterpart?
No, I haven't mentioned that.
What about you mentioned like Saliba, last man? Why did he do that, knowing that it's 0-0
still? I actually never complained about the Saliba one.
Yeah, but you said red card, so I'm gonna think overall you're talking about that. I'm just saying that it's just stuff like that. There's always gonna be whatever you say, guy. I don't matter what you say in it, yeah. To be fair, or whatever anyone else, there's always gonna be a counter argument because it's human error, isn't it? Or human interpretation, shall I say? That's the unfortunate part.
Yes.
With all that being said. With all that
I would say you've been unlucky. I would agree. I think you have been unlucky. Yeah. So I mean, I'm in your camp on that part. It's just referees are just. It's still the same. You know what? The biggest question for me, for everyone, is: isn't it funny that there's no automatic system yet? Yeah. We got told the second international break. We are now in January.
They're prolonging it. They're delaying it for no reason. Also,
no, I think the problem. Apparently, the problem is this. I don't know if this is true, but apparently the problem is that. With the World Cup, they use Adidas footballs, and the technology is apparently interwoven into Adidas footballs. But because the Premier League uses Nike footballs, there's some reason why they can't put it in or it's not quite as easy. It hasn't been through the same number of trials. And someone told me that's the reason. I don't. It sounds a bit iffy, but apparently that's
real.
I think it's more so to do. I think it's more so to do with actually. You know, like how the stadiums kind of are built. I think certain stadiums, I don't think have the capabilities yet to do the actual offside thing yet. That's the problem. So they actually have to wait for them to do that thing before they then can implement it league wide. That's what it usually is.
Okay, semi-automatic offsides, right?
Because it's not just the ball, but they use the ball, but then there's also these things that move, if I'm not mistaken, on the side of the pitch, much like the offside flag, which actually helped them.
They said they're holding off until 2025. They didn't specify if it's the beginning or the end or the middle. But welcome Vader. We also got Vader in the building. But before we go any further, guys, please do hit that like button. It's the time. So everybody's been asking me a question. They've been asking me, Egal, what do you think about Arteta? What do you think about Arteta? All this Arteta bullshit, 24/7. So I've changed my mind. My opinion has officially changed. I said to everybody at the beginning of the season that if Liverpool finish above Arsenal, blah, 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 I think I made a massive misjudgment and I made a big mistake in the sense that I misjudged how much work would need to be done at Liverpool when Klopp leaves. I thought Klopp leaving would mean that Liverpool will completely fall off, and credit to them, they've done really well. But overall, I should not be judging my opinion solely on how another team does on my manager. That's the reality.
What's your changed opinion, by the way? Is this it?
This is where my opinion changes. I was saying that Arteta's job should be in question if Liverpool go on to win this league ahead of Arsenal, and I no longer think that for many reasons. One, some unprecedented circumstances like injuries. You can't control Bukayo Saka and Odegaard getting injured, two key players. Number one. Number two, I think we've had unlucky situations throughout the season, and I'm not going to put it all on him. We are still relatively doing well. We are still in the mix, 6 points behind Liverpool, with all the injuries that we've had in our back line, plus two of our star players missing games. And at this point on, if we do or if we don't go on to win the league, I'm looking at Arteta's whole season and not just solely the league to judge him. So we'll reevaluate him at the end of the season. But that whole statement where I said, oh, if Liverpool finish above us, Arteta should be sacked, that's going to go in the bin, because really...
Can I use this argument for later as well, if you don't mind, Egal? Because I've got two Arsenal fans on later. Can I use that as a topic? Because that's interesting you say that. Yeah, by all means, I agree with you, Egal. Keep him.
I'm keeping it real, though. I don't know what you guys think. Let me know. Please do push back, because
he wants to go first.
Number one.
Can I just hear again?
I'm patient.
I literally just want to get some water. What did he say? I literally want to get myself some water.
Should we take it in turns? Should we take it in turns to question this stance that Egal's taken?
Basically, I disrespected Liverpool and Arne Slot's capabilities of competing against Arsenal this season, going into the season, and I said if we finish below them. If we finish below anyone bar Man City, I would look at Arteta and look at him potentially being sacked. But now I've changed my mind. I don't think that's a fair judgment. And based on the run of the season, he's been relatively decent.
Well, we're going to get you some points on Sunday, Egal. Don't worry, man. You might catch up.
Oh, man.
Potentially. But yeah, Ahmed, what do you think? Guys, what do you think? Let me know.
You know what? I'm not even going to disagree with you. Fair enough. Keep Arteta for me, please, man. If you think Arteta is going to be the man that's going to lead you to the dreamland, and it's Onslaught Nation has been doing the cooking and stuff like that. Fair enough. Again, if you want to do that again, we'll go again next year. Be my guest. That's what I would say, man. Be my guest.
Do you honestly think Arteta should be sacked, guys? Really?
Generally speaking,
no.
He shouldn't. I think, I agree with you, Egal. I agree with you, shouldn't be.
The thing is, I could understand if he had that position from the start. The problem is, number one, if any of us on here came with that same excuse, would you let it slide? Would you be, okay, cool, that makes sense?
Sack him.
Who,
I
Egal?
don't think you would.
No, Egal would.
Yeah,
are you asking me?
You wouldn't. If it was any of us in this situation, if it was me, and I said at the start of the season, if I the words that you said, and then I kind of conveniently flipped it. I don't think you would take it. I don't think you would take it so easily. I think you would.
Rax, you're being unfair.
You'd be pressing us in the same way that we're going to be pressing you on this.
Rax, you're being unfair. You're being unfair because you're judging Egal as 2024 before. Like you're judging the young. This is 2025 Egal. This is a much more mature, balanced, right? Not the agenda.
You're saying when Cell finally absorbed the last Android, we got the final one.
He's finally kind of seen everything. He's like, you know what? I was immature with some of these takes before. Wasn't looking at the big picture. And Egal said everything except for I was wrong. right? He said all this, I disrespected and da. And many of us want to say I predicted this early on. Egal, I think we would all hear it a lot better if you said, you know what? I was wrong to look at Arteta this way. I was wrong to look at these other clubs this way. I think we would understand it a lot more. You shied away from saying you were wrong. You got something really terribly wrong. This manager in Arteta, again, I know everyone banters you with the whole project.
What I got wrong was how long I thought it would take a manager to implement his style and his imprint in a club and get them competing for a league. Arne Slot
you had your style and you did compete last season. You had your style.
No. And bro, whatever anybody says, we're not too far off of where we were last season. Look at this. We're literally last season after 20 games, we were what? 5 points behind Liverpool with 40 points. This season with 19 games, if you look at it, we're still in a relatively similar situation.
With a game in hand of Liverpool, yeah?
Yeah, similar situation, but Liverpool just have a couple more points, and with one game remaining to the 20 games, we could easily surpass our point tally at this point of the season.
Yeah, but it's context, though, man.
Yeah, I think context is key, but at the same time, if you're basically essentially on the same points as you were last season, I think the word for that is also stagnation. So basically, you're remaining the same. Nothing has really changed for you as well.
Because what happened last season is the early part of the season you dropped a lot of points, right?
Yes.
But the second half of the season you had an amazing end to the season, right? You dropped 5 points in your last, but you drew one and lost one, right? In your last 18 games.
We dropped points around this time of the season, New Year's.
Yeah, exactly.
I remember against West Ham.
I think you lost one game against, I think maybe to Villa, and then you drew. Do you draw to City or something? I think you dropped 5 points in the second half of last season, so you got 50 out of 55 points or whatever it was, something like 57 points.
Yeah.
So you're comparing it to a below average, so we say, start to last season to a below average start to this season.
Mm-hmm.
And you're saying that we're just doing below average.
But again,
after the second half of last season, which was really good,
I like the challenge.
Really, what you wanted to see was a continuation of that excellent form, right? That's what you wanted to see.
But Rack, the thing is though, I think you're just adding more towards my point of essentially it's the same thing as last season, except obviously you've been a lot better, and then there's been other stuff that's gone on. So again, it's just been a season where you've stagnated on the same amount of points. It's just that another team has done better than you, essentially, in Liverpool. City obviously would have probably been here, but they decided today.
Why do you smile when you say that? My blue brother smiles when he says that.
Why not, man? Listen, what's good? Listen, I'm sorry,
is it stagnation, or is it just, or would you just say, you know what, it's still early in the season?
Yeah, I mean, I think you're allowed to say both.
And also, we faced a lot more adversity this year with major injuries, with of course some situations where we've had a lot more tougher games to start the season also. So I'm not looking at this season and I'm not saying, oh, it's an utter failure. The tougher games I agree with. I'm just looking at the greater context of the situation. I'm saying to myself, how the fuck did we not win the league last year? And if we don't go on to win it this year, I don't think it's solely on the manager. Based on what I've seen,
it's a bit of everything. For me, I'm not gonna lie.
Vader's loaded, man. Vader's loaded up.
Like you had your grace period of 2 years of building, which is fair, which is fine, whatever, innit? If you want to count his first half a season, wash that off. But he had half a season to implement what he wanted. Didn't go as well. Mm-hmm. So if I have, let's say Amorim, right now it's a dire situation for United. I do expect Man United to pick up some points in the end. Not a great finish, but I expect them to implement what something like Arteta did. He said Arteta's changed it. I don't expect to. In the space of a couple seasons, if this man gets backed like Ten Hag did, and he doesn't perform, he doesn't win no league or let alone get to the end, I want him gone. If I have had a complete do-over and in 3 seasons you ain't won nothing, you need to go. I'm sorry, for me, second place is not a trophy. So the way I look at it, if you're not doing that, at least give me something along the lines. Champions League, like what? Or multiple Carabao FA Cup. Let me know that you can win. That's the main thing.
We're the only club in Europe to have the most points and the highest goal difference in the respective league in a calendar year and not win the title.
But I just thought, it comes across to us rivals. I think it's like with
also these are the numbers that you can't win as well. It's not doing you any favors.
For me,
we're the only team in Europe with the most number of points over a calendar year as opposed to a season, and not like
for me, it's
like the season doesn't start in January and end in December.
You know where it comes with us fans. Yeah, I think sometimes it comes to a point where it's like, when are you gonna stop making excuses for someone that's just not a winner? And obviously he's got to the end of the season, so we could be wrong about that part. And yeah, in context, you do have your best player injured or whatever, but you are scoring goals, so clearly he can manage his way. At the same time, you look at the board and say, what the hell you didn't? You should have been prepared for this moment, right? You should have not, like, Saka would have got injured at one point with the way he was carrying him game by game, like 83 starts in a row or whatever. That's on Arteta for keep doing that. And also and obviously that's on the board and Arteta for not recognizing what you've needed over the years. And pretty much question yourself, why did we get that player instead of guy, and why did we get Havertz or whatever it is, right? It doesn't really matter. It's just that I think for us fans, it's like, why do you keep accepting failure? And the slot part is, you know why Slot's very relevant, why you have to judge him, is because Slot's come in, other than Chiesa, and I don't know what else is that came in the door exactly. It's like, this guy came in, took over a third place team. There's some really good players there, I suppose, still, and there's some upcoming talent. He comes in the door, he makes the best out of the situation because Man City dropped off and whoever else and other top teams have dropped off. But yet you're not even there yet. But yet you're in the same position. But you've also got the same players as you did last year, if not better, potentially, in some fans' eyes.
Relax.
So for me, it's like,
relax.
How can you not be above Slot? Or even in the round slot? It would have changed anything.
You know something? At this point, all we can do is win our games. It's on Liverpool to maybe drop off or hold us off. You know what I mean? Either way, all we can do is win our games and try to take advantage. Now, if we're going to include Liverpool in the conversation, let's include them. If we're going to
before we do,
1 second, if we're going to include Liverpool in the conversation, we can include them. I do think that a major reason in why I'm changing my stance is because my misjudgment in Arne Slot and Liverpool is a major factor in why I formulated this opinion on Arteta. But now looking at the situation and actually deepening that, I misjudged how good their squad is, misjudged how some of their players can raise the levels of the whole team, and misjudged how a manager change can do that for them. I was looking at it from perspective, if that can happen for Liverpool, maybe we can do that for Arsenal, and Arteta can be sacrificed and we go on to win league titles. So I do see that point in potentially moving on Arteta, but I'm reserving judgment on sacking the manager for other reasons. I'm just not saying I'm going to say, verbatim, if Liverpool win the league, sack Arteta, I'm going to be Arteta out. None of that stuff.
It should be. It should exactly be like, it should be exactly like that.
Okay, well,
everyone has their opinions. I had that opinion to start the season. I no longer do, based on how things have.
I'll be the first.
You're scared of change. Because you're scared of change. I've noticed you're so scared of change. Oh, what if too many? What if we drop off the fifth? What if we drop off the fourth? It's like, it's more of a negative response of what if life after Arteta? What if you go and win the league, or if you go and do that? Like, what about the positive parts of it? You're meant to be the positive lot. But that's what I'm saying. You're scared of change, and that's what I think is. I think that's the old Arsenal thing. They're too used to. You know what it is? It's, you know, in a relationship, you get so comfortable and whatnot. You get so comfortable in there, and then you grow fat a little bit. The relationship weight comes in, and you don't realize after a while. It's like, is this going anywhere? Is this relationship meant to be anything better? That's what I feel like it kind of is. You're in a very comfortable mode of being in and around the better lot of the league, and if we win the league, the key word is if. Then great, amazing. We can go and crash on everyone and say how right we was to keep him. But
let me speak on
that's for me, innit?
Let me speak on the relationship part, because it's important for you to focus on your relationship, Egal. 2025, Egal. Focus on your relationship, not what's happening with other relationships, right? Not what the other couple over here is doing, not what this other couple is doing. Look at what Arteta is doing. Look at the squad and judge it for that. Don't do. I like this mature Egal. Don't do the. You know what? If we're behind Liverpool, then I'm crashing it on my manager. If we're behind Forest or we're behind, no, focus on what's developing at your club. I think that's the most mature way to do it. And of course, you don't judge it now. You judge it after 38 weeks. You judge it how things are managed with some of the cup runs, right? You could do a madness in Champions League. You could obviously go on and win what we all call the Arsenal Trophy and FA Cup as well, right? So there's things to be accomplished throughout the season. My advice as a married man myself, don't compare other relationships. Focus on yours. And
it's not marriage though, is it? It's like the ring will never come with these lot.
All right. You know what? Since we have everybody here, can we move away from this and quickly do
Jay,
another
don't
topic?
you dare wink
Can
ever
I just make
I'll
one point?
wink it.
Guys,
You whatever I want. Whenever I
guys,
want. Thank you very much.
He's winking at other men.
2025 is a wink-free
He's
zone.
winking at other men.
No, don't do that.
Hey, what? Can I just listen? It's
And he ain't put the heating on again.
I can wink it.
He hasn't put the heating on
Listen,
yet again.
what's wrong with a wink? Like,
No,
do you know
Jay,
what I mean? Like, you just gotta be more progressive, Cass. You just gotta. It's a progressive state of the world.
Absolutely,
All right, you can wink now, Jay.
We'll come back to your point about Arsenal and everything else. Everybody, right now, I'm gonna try to clip up this section. So let me know who the transfer window is officially opened. It's January 2nd right now. All of our teams can go and sign some players. Who would be at the top of your January wish list? Jay, I'll start with you.
Need a left back.
Not a goalkeeper.
Hey, I hear you.
Need a left back. Desperate.
Not a goalkeeper.
The thing with Forster is like Forster's a little.
Old.
Yeah, he's probably we're being linked to that Sam Johnson actually. Anyway, at the moment,
I like him.
He's all right. I mean, the problem is I don't know how much in January. It's like, are you trying to buy the player you want, or are you trying to fill a gap in the squad? And I'm always a little hesitant to go a little bit too far the other way if you're just trying to fill a gap in the squad. So we need a left back. The doggy's out for 2 months. He's maybe he's had a few injuries now over the last year now. So I think we need a starting level left back. And we probably need it in January to kind of save this season, because we need we definitely need a like some stability in that position. So a left back, and maybe if we can do more than the Moani deal, like if Moani on loan, I'd be interested in that. Like I liked him before he went to PSG.
And if you just had to pick one over everything else, what would the number one priority?
It'll be the left back.
Fair enough. Any predictions on who it would be? Luke Shaw?
I don't know. Like, I'd like Dorgu and stuff like that, like everyone else. But
so that's a very interesting character. He left back, right wing, left wing is such
a can play centre back too. I like Dorgu. I like Gutierrez at Girona. He
leave him alone. Leave him alone.
he's all right too. So
he's got release clause as well.
I'm just I'm very open, like, as in, because sometimes there's players you might want that you might not think are available, and you might be able to like to do the deal. I mean, anything like Kirkes is and all this sort of stuff. Bournemouth ain't selling in January, and I'm not sure he might have bigger fish to fry. He might be thinking Liverpool or something.
You know what? I'm going to stop you there. Talking about Liverpool, Rack. Who's Liverpool going to sign in January?
I mean, after the revelations of the last 48 hours or so, I would like my my contract rebels, all three of them, to re-sign more than anything. If we can get them signed up, that would be, as it stands right now, a very, very good very good January. I don't know if that's necessarily going to happen, but that would be my ideal scenario.
Happen.
Yeah. I mean, ultimately, what happens is what happens. But in terms of if I had a choice of bringing players in, I think if we could get a central midfield. Look, it's funny because I think a few of us are going to mention that left back position. I think that's an area that we should be looking to strengthen, but actually, just because of the amount of minutes that Gravenberch is putting in at the moment, I'd like to give him an opportunity to have some rotation, because he's running hot. He's playing a lot of minutes, a lot more minutes than he's played in recent seasons. So, and because he's been so vital to us, and look, arguably the revelation of the season. He's certainly up there anyway. I didn't have these expectations.
Wouldn't you rather get Robinson or Ait-Nouri or something?
I'm not a massive fan of Robinson, to be honest. I think he's all right, but I think he's a little bit overblown. And I don't think we'd be signing someone who's 28 or whatever to take over from Robertson, who's 30. So I personally, I would go for someone in midfield to just to take the strain off some of our central midfielders, and then look at the left back spot in the summer. But if we did it the other way around, I'd take it too.
Let's stop there. Chelsea, Ahmed, what are you saying? What's Chelsea gonna do in January? A goalkeeper? A defender?
Nothing. I don't think we're gonna sign anyone, to be honest. I think right now.
Wow.
I think the thing is our squad right now is probably complete in the sense of like we've got everything done, and like the only way we can really move the pieces you probably wanna get is you've got to move people on. And right now,
what do you want?
Personally, if I was looking in January and I'm like, I need to get something done and make sure I'm confirmed for the summer. Honestly, I'd probably say centre back actually. I know striker is probably very high on my list, but it's really between a striker or centre back for me. Because like defensively, we've lost Fofana, we've lost obviously Badiashile. They've been kind of like big losses for me, and like the guys you're bringing in aren't helping us that much. So I would really want to bring in like a centre back, in my personal opinion. Who that would be? Probably there's a couple of options there, but they're quite young at the end of the day. So it's probably about scouting them and making the right decision. But if I was to say maybe even a striker, again, even that's a bit more difficult to be honest in the general market. So it has to be centre back for me.
Fair enough. Vader just joining us back. Who's City gonna sign? I heard some news you guys aren't gonna sign anybody also.
Yeah, we're not signing anybody, man. It's one of the,
is that bad?
It's one of those. It's a year where there's speculation on the 115.
Brokies.
It's a year where we're probably going to look to just manage what we have for top 4, use that qualification for Europe, and ensure that we get the right signings in the summer. That's how I've reserved things, because everything kind of gets rumored about who we're getting, and then it dies, or there's nothing being talked about. And word coming out the club, I'm not an ITK. Yes, I know some City fans that are on the ground out there, but it sounds like we ain't spending money. So, and a lot of fans are nervous that there might be something with the 115 or the 130. So,
are you being serious, by the way, bro? Like, I need to just make sure that you're being serious, bro, because, like, if you remember, like earlier. On our quarterly shows, we were mentioning the 115, and you were saying, "Oh no, they're not worrying about that at all." And
rate his tone of voice. His tone of voice when he mentions the 115 now, it's just that little bit, that octave lower, that little bit slower, that little bit more somber.
Listen, I don't know. I don't know.
A lot more fearful. I don't
know. I mean, I'm hearing that some local fans are like, "Why aren't we spending money? Why aren't we getting reinforcements?" And the only logical reason as to not doing it is because they think something pending is coming. So that's it. I'll be very
honest, we've been saying that for a while on here though, and you were saying
you've been speculating this for a while now. Yeah, so you've been speculating it for a while. Okay.
I'm just saying we've been speculating for a while on that, and you've been pushing back on us on that. So
yes, you've had your point of view. I've had mine. I won't know anything until the verdict is out on whether your speculation was right or my defense of everything was right. But in terms of movement transfer wise, that's why they think there's very little activity. We already have a pre-signing already in Echeverry, who's South American, Argentinian, very amazingly talented. But I mean, again, we've had talent like that before, because Maximum Perrone was a very quality.
I was gonna say we ain't seen Perrone hide no hair of this guy, and he was highlighted too.
Maximum Perrone.
I think that's enough on City. Let me just tell you guys, we're gonna. Who's Man United gonna sign?
I don't know. I think it's always going to be dependent on outgoings. When this January?
if Rashford leaves in January, can't you get Gyökeres?
Nah, bro. You ain't got nowhere this January. Nah, I don't know. It depends. Of course, fees and everything always depends. But for me right now, I know United need goals, but at the same time, we need options as well in other areas. It's always important as one another. I think it's clear to see, like clear as day to see, like United can create opportunities at best, but it's just like you got to look at the type of opportunities. We need wing backs more than ever, bro. Like we're talking how unbalanced the left hand side might look to the right hand side, just stuff like that.
So
because I don't believe in those strikers out there. The left back we're heavily linked with 3 left backs, and one I deem unrealistic. Again, it always dependent on outgoings. Like if you no, I don't want him. I don't want him personally. I don't think he. I think he could suit us, but I don't think you should go that route. Because the thing is, I'm only going to go off.
Robinson.
Yeah. I don't think anyone. For me, I have to look at who we've been linked with and not who I want. So now I'll judge on who I want out of the 3. There's Kirkes, which is we're heavily linked with. Nuno Mendes, who we're heavily linked with, and then there's Alvaro Fernandez, which is probably the most realistic option out of all of them because he's the cheapest. He used to play for us anyways, and he's like he's got a mixture of everything, you know, technical ability, height, all that kind of stuff. I don't think we get Kirkes regardless. Don't think it happens. I think it's more likely going to be Alvaro Fernandez, and then another wingback will come in the summer, whether that might be a Kirkes or whatever target it may be before Liverpool come snap him up. So I think that has to be the main one for me. But then after that, it's like if you end up selling, let's say Casemiro goes and Eriksen and Lindelof, which is I can't believe like it actually might happen. To be fair, because they got suitors. Then it's like, but then I need a centre mid. Go look out there. I need an 8. Like I need an 8 because it's so unbalanced, and I need a lot of it. I need a lot, but them 2 positions there, find a balance. So you know, I can get up the pitch. It could be a little bit better. The whole striker situation is difficult to get anyone in January.
You know what, guys?
You know what? Sorry, Gal. I hate to see
I gotta finish off, bro. Vader, I'm sorry, please. We're gonna end this topic on the Arsenal, and we're gonna have to move on because Jay has to go soon. As for Arsenal, I just want to say we are looking at Nico Williams. We're looking at the guy Mbeumo who just scored against us the other day.
Are you looking at these players?
What he is, Jay.
He's
looking at a lot of players, Jay.
Let me just get my point across, then you can respond. We are looking at bringing an attacking player. With Bukayo Saka's injury, Arsenal is strongly looking at bringing an attacking forward. That's somebody who can play across the front line. Doesn't necessarily have to be a profile of a striker or an out-and-out winger, but somebody who's versatile, that can play in many different positions. So they're looking at Nico Williams, who has a release clause. They're looking at Mbeumo. Looks like that might be an expensive deal. I don't know if they're going to do that. We've already spoken about the Isaacs and the Kuduses. That's not going to happen in January, realistically.
What makes you think Mbeumo is more likely to happen than Kudus? Yeah. I'd say they're equally unlikely.
I think the most realistic target for Arsenal is to go to Frankfurt and be like, Omar Marmoush, let's go drop the money for him.
Bro, but this is my point, yeah. None of these teams, yeah, that have stuff going on are gonna sell their best players in January. It just doesn't happen. Like
if they splash the cash, they would.
Yeah, if you do.
Arsenal have the money there.
Okay,
and we have the urgency.
Let's look at the facts, right? In the years Arsenal have been going, in the years Arsenal have had Arteta, Arsenal very rarely have spent heavily in attacking positions. Yeah, that's true. So I'm like, okay, Mbeumo.
Isn't there more of a need to do it now?
But listen, it's just simple, Egal. Nico Williams wouldn't leave his boyhood club in the summer. So why is he going to leave it in January? It's just
because maybe he can't go to Barcelona anymore.
Bro, listen, okay, so he's good. So he's
not even been up to the height.
Bro, with all due respect, I don't want it to be a criticism of Arsenal, but why is this player gonna come and join a team that hasn't won the league for 20 years?
Oh, here we go.
Third in the league?
Here we go.
Like, do you know, I'm not trying to be rude, but I'm like,
okay, one second.
I can't see it. I can't see it. Like, you played Ethan on the wing. He had a good game.
You can't see why Omar Marmoush wouldn't come or why Nico Williams wouldn't come. I'm confused.
Believe in Ethan, man. Believe in Ethan.
Because right now you need a right winger.
And Mbeumo would come, but the club I don't think would accept a fee. Yeah.
Okay. What about
Nico
Omar?
Williams wouldn't make the move in January.
What about Omar?
That sounds like a Netflix documentary as well.
I think he's going to Liverpool.
That sounds like a Netflix documentary as well.
Yeah,
believe in Ethan.
Funny.
Believe in it. Listen, that's what I'm saying. You've got to believe in Ethan, man.
You guys don't know Ethan. I don't know.
You know what's funny, right? Yeah, the reason why I'm saying this, believe in Ethan, because that's what's probably gonna happen anyway. So, like, you might as well just cut the crap. Like, you're not gonna say anyone realistically, girl. You don't.
Why is everyone?
Not everyone.
What I mean by that,
in my heart of hearts, Arsenal was seriously inquire and try to get something done in January.
Look at the way
It gets too expensive. Do you not remember what happened with Caicedo?
Look at how
It
gets a little bit too rich for you in January, Gal.
No, it wasn't too expensive. They told us to run up. They're not selling him.
The thing
right?
is,
Okay, so you see the precedent of teams not selling their best players in January.
I see that, and I also know that I also know that we're having a discussion about what we want and what we need.
And also,
Jay, you're firing off a little too many questions at the same time.
I just want to ask you one last thing. Like, do you actually want to spend 65 million on Nico Williams? Has he shown you he's a
I preferably would go for Omar Marmoush, and then in the summer still go and sign another forward on top of that.
Can I ask you a question? This, like specifically on Omar Marmoush, yeah? Do you know about the Eintracht Frankfurt striker cast? Do you know about that? Are you aware of that?
He's not a striker though.
No. But he predominantly plays for them. Obviously out wide, and at times he plays for them.
He plays on the left.
It's very similar to the way that they used to use what's his name that used to be there just before him, Moani, for example. And so that's what I'm saying.
That's more Ekatike's kind of role though.
But the reason why I'm saying that is that you look at all these guys that have been brought from there that are
manager. You can't say it's a different manager though.
No. It's a history though.
One second. You don't miss any shots you don't take. So if you don't do any transfers, we can't have any misses. But at the same time, if you don't do any transfers, we're not going to be able to go.
No. But the point I'm making is if you go for these other guys that you're saying, Brian Marmoush, I actually would say to you, fair enough. Like
he's a cold baller, by the way. I think
him specifically, I think there should be some level of caution taken when people
but understand the Premier League tax and the fact that the Premier League clubs have so much money. It's difficult for any of us to prize away players from these smaller teams. Semenyo would probably cost as much to us in this January as Omar Marmoush would.
You got to overpay for Prem talent, absolutely. But in terms of being cautious,
why not get them why not get it, Isaac from Sociedad like Newcastle did? Why not go get Bruno Guimaraes?
Test the resolve of these clubs. Test them on whether the money's in front of them, whether they choose to want to take a chance and keep the player or sell. But I also, when Ahmed, Chelsea fan, speaks about being cautious, speaks about potential signing,
it's funny, right?
I listen to him.
The irony.
I listened. No, because he's got so much experience. The number of players that he's had to come see and go and analyze and put down to the training ranks, put on loan. When he talks about players, I listen. And
you know what, guys? I'm sorry, but that's enough on this section. As you can hear, a lot of the guys have said they think their clubs are not going to sign anybody. Plus, they're saying that Arsenal's not going to sign anybody. Man United are not 100% honest. It's very interesting. We're going to have to speak about it. It's going to be
why would you want to? What I'm trying to understand. Why would you want to? First and foremost, why would you want to Omar Marmoush, who? When you clearly need a right winger, he's like left wing.
No, but understand. Central. Omar comes in, he stamps his authority on the left. Bukayo Saka, when he gets back fit, he stamps his authority.
But he doesn't come in and play. He comes in and stamps his authority. Well,
that's what you would hope.
No, but
that's what you would hope. But guys, enough.
No. I know. I gotta do this. I gotta understand this. I gotta understand this.
Okay, let me break it down for you.
I don't understand. You need someone. No, one sec. In January, you need a right winger who's credible. No, because
I need a winger, not specifically a right winger.
You need a right winger, regardless.
No. I don't need a right winger.
Versatile, Kaz.
I need somebody who can play on a wing, who can score goals, who can get assists, who can create chances, who can do a lot of different things. It doesn't matter which wing they play on.
Who should Egal go for? Right wing. I trust your.
It doesn't matter which wing they play on. All I know is
I don't want to say. I don't.
It's not necessarily. One second. It's not necessarily a Bukayo Saka replacement. It's an upgrade on Martinelli and Trossard. That's what we're looking for.
But why would he do that in January? They're like, listen, look, realistically.
And then Martinelli and Trossard can then also get shifts on the right wing, which they have been doing. But guys, we got to talk about Newcastle. Jay, you face a team in which you've said in the past are categorically better than Chelsea in the past. Are you now agreeing with your own former statements and saying Newcastle
you've been using that quote like a bar of soap. Every stream I'm on, he's like, Jay, you once said Newcastle are better than Chelsea. So will you not now say that Nottingham Forest are better than you? No, I won't fucking say that.
So okay. Forget about that then. Honest question. At home, this season you've not been the best overall. At home versus Newcastle, a team that has been slightly on the rise. They've now fifth in the league, 3 points away from Chelsea. They look like a serious outfit. And we're gonna have to have a conversation about if they can get top 4. But right now, are you not concerned going into this game versus Newcastle, who look like they're on fire?
I think Newcastle. I think all this tells me is this Premier League is very tight. And if you put a run of 3 or 4 games together, you're going up the league quite dramatically. Nice. Newcastle have put a run of 3 or 4 games together now. They look good, but it's still 2 months ago, Eddie Howe's job was on the line, and people were saying they hadn't improved and they hadn't developed. So, I'm not going to be a prisoner of the moment. Media. They're a good side with good players who are playing well.
Jay's media trained.
Yeah, I mean, it's not. I feel like Gordon and Isak is the threat. Obviously, their midfield's playing well. They're a good team. There's no issues about that. But I think we're a good team too. We're a bit more inconsistent than them. But I think we're having similar problems to what they had last season when they were in the Champions League. Squad stretched, good first team. When you get a few players out, the team drops off. So I think we've had a week off. I trust the players should be good to go. Obviously, keeping Isak and Gordon quiet without Van der Ven, Romero, and stuff is going to be tough.
That's stressful.
Impossible.
That's your biggest concern, right?
I think we got goals in us still. I think maybe go for like a 2-1.
No. Don't give a score. Don't give a score.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's kind of. It's one of those things where it's just like
he doesn't have to break down the score just yet. Let's ask him a few more questions.
Okay,
sure.
Like Jay, I mean, let's put 2024 behind us, right? It's all about onward and onward. When you think of the strengths of your club, you obviously have to look at where you can maybe take advantage of Newcastle. How do your strengths line up with the weaknesses of Newcastle? Like, where do you think you can actually get these goals? I think you were just about to give in your score prediction.
I think Newcastle will come to I think Newcastle will respect us enough to come and play with a mid block. I think if they go toe to toe, we'll do it. I think a lot of the time we still have enough about us to be able to cause threats. I think the Lewis Halls, I think Trippier as well. I still think they can be got at. I think they're good on the ball. But I think, some of our prowess comes in from our wing play, back post attacks, the City 17-18 Speciale goal. Do you know what I mean? With the low cross to the back stick with the poacher winger. So, I think it's one of those where it's, we still scored, I think, second most goals, highest amount of goals in the league. Newcastle look good defensively at the moment. But again, these things turn quite quickly. My issue is a little bit my concern, but the thing is, I'll always predict a Spurs win. I think I've been.
Let's not even go there. Now your weaknesses, though. Let's kind of be objective.
Yeah.
Where do you feel most vulnerable?
Our weaknesses is that Dragusin should be able to mark Isak okay, but the movement, the channel running, the things like that, he's going to have issues. Archie Gray's not a natural centre back. So if Isak pulls onto him, we've got major issues because he's not going to be reading the game like a centre back.
Isak's biggest threat lately has been aerially. I'm surprised. In the air, he's getting these. They're doing the quick crosses and he's scoring in the air now. New element. I haven't seen much of him do over the last couple of years. So that right there is threatening also because in the air, Tottenham not that good.
No, we're struggling a little bit. I mean, we're pretty
struggling a little bit. You have an emergency meeting in 5 minutes, bro. It's pretty bad.
Hey, I know that's an emergency meeting period. That's just why he just called the stream. He got so funny.
Come on, you know it. Tottenham have massively been underperforming based on expectations.
What were our expectations?
Challenging for top 4, and right now you're in the bottom half of the league.
How far are we away from top 4, top 5?
You're in 11th, bro.
Yeah, but how many points?
Forget about the points.
I like the points.
Why would I care more about
the points talk? I'm gonna use the points talk. I like that.
I prefer the points to the position.
Okay.
Position is a vanity metrics.
That's the way I see this right now. Let's go to the points.
One second. Position is a vanity metric.
1 second. Let's go to the points, guys. Ahmed, you're saying 1 second. 1 second. Ahmed's saying, right? He has 24 points, guys. He has 9 losses.
How many points does 5th place have?
I don't have 24 points. What are you talking about? 24 points.
You have 3 draws. You have 3 draws.
I'm just like nodding away, and then everybody was like, "That's not me."
1 second. 1 second, guys. You have 3 draws, 9 losses. You're on 24 points, and the team in 4th has 35 points. You're 11 points. 11 points.
The team in 5th, they got
4th.
11
points.
How many points?
Jay, why are you looking at 5th?
Because 5th is likely to be a Champions League slot.
Ooh. Newcastle is in 5th. They are 9 points ahead of you.
Okay, cool. So we can close that gap to 6 points if we beat them.
Ooh, okay.
I'm gonna win Europa, so that don't matter. But that's like me saying, "And Jay, cool." But then you don't beat Newcastle, we won't beat Liverpool. I got Southampton next week. You got Arsenal. You could also.
Stop doing this gimmick, Kaz. You're never going above us.
No, but let's be honest with ourselves. You're not beating Arsenal at Arsenal. Is that Arsenal?
Yeah.
When is that, by the way?
Next week.
2 weeks.
Or week after, whatever.
Jay, are you going on holidays? You're going to be around next week. I just want to know.
I think I'm going to book a little trip away. I'll be around. Well, listen,
that's what
I get what you're saying.
Weekend in the Cotswolds. Yeah,
guys, can we get a score prediction, Jay, before you go?
Yeah, I'm going. We're going to beat him. I'm going to go 3-2.
I'm going to beat him.
That's your heart. I'm going Newcastle win 3-1. Newcastle.
Yeah, I think I said that as well. Did I not say that earlier?
You know what, man?
Jay's not happy with your prediction.
Alexander Isak's one of the most informed players in the league, and they're going. Before
Alexander Isak was linked to Arsenal, Egal never spoke about him. He never talked about him. As soon as Egal was linked to any striker, all of a sudden,
I have been speaking about Alexander Isak. I've been speaking about Alexander Isak since he was at Sociedad, calling him an ordinary regen.
Yeah, that's believable. That is Egal.
Wow.
Listen, I was one of the people going around the city of London looking for that car with the Isak.
Rolls Royce. The Rolls Royce.
Anyways,
wow.
Does anybody else want to give a prediction? Jay, I mean, Jay already gave
I'm gonna help out Spurs here a little bit. I think they could get a draw against Newcastle. I think
that's a big help.
Listen, I generally think they're gonna get. I think it's gonna be very competitive. I think the thing that's really saved Newcastle recently was that Isak got into form
my dreams,
and Gordon got into form. But I generally think 2-2. I think it's gonna happen between Spurs and Newcastle.
Vader.
Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of goals as well. But for some reason, I see a late winner from Newcastle. I think the physical. One thing that I really admire about Newcastle is the physicality, especially within their midfield. And I don't think that suits well for Jay and the Spurs. So I'm gonna go 3-2 with a late winner for Newcastle.
Okay, and then Kaz, you're gonna be above them this weekend.
Nah, we're not beating Liverpool, man. It'll be like Jay said it perfectly earlier. The only way United win if they are defensively impeccable, 10 out of 10, and that might give us a chance to score. That's what it is, because I don't even know where the goal would come from. But for Newcastle, Tottenham, there is no positive guy in Tottenham's way. Not form, not players, no nothing. They got the Bermuda Triangle in the fridge. And Archie Gray, and then flipping Enter the Dragon at the back. The Basumas are flipping walking clammy, anyways.
Hold on, so who are the other 2 players?
No, that's what it was. Fraser Forster, Archie Gray, and then obviously my man. I just don't see how it does. I don't see how they've handled that front 3, let alone the midfield. They got Shaw out, but they got Botman back. Come on, man. It's just I just don't see. I can see Tottenham getting a goal though, or two.
Yeah.
Like I don't, but I would flip it around. I'd put it for Newcastle to win 3-2 or 3-1.
All right, now Jay, I know you gotta go, man. I appreciate you jumping on. And we're gonna now talk about the Liverpool.
I'll see you boys soon.
I'm glad Jay was able to confirm that he's going to be around next week. I'm glad he confirmed that.
I'll be here.
No late holiday.
Rain or shine, because the one thing that can't happen. Listen, because the one thing that I know is not going to happen. All I need is racks. All I need racks to keep on top of the league. Do you know what I mean? Like Arsenal were a bit shaky that first 20 minutes last night. Everyone saw it. We were all feeling it. We were all feeling it. That Brentford team was ass. Yeah, set piece FC at it again. I think Brighton have got a little something for you this weekend, Egal. Don't worry about that.
And I know Newcastle got a 2-piece plus chicken for you.
Oh, it's like that, is it? It's like that, is it? I thought we were friends, yeah? All right. Kicking my money's down, yeah? All right, cool. I know about you now, Egal.
All right, have a good one, bro. Enjoy your emergency meeting. Big up. I'm actually taking him out. You leaving or you sitting? Yeah. Anyways, Ahmed, I'm going to talk about Chelsea in a bit versus Crystal Palace. We're going to talk about everybody's teams, but let's just do the Manchester-Liverpool game first. The big derby, the two biggest teams in England. Everyone can admit that. Right now, they're going to be facing, and Liverpool are at their best. Liverpool are at their best they've been in years. They're playing so well on every front. And then you have Manchester United, who are damn near rock bottom. The whole club is going through changes. They're addressing players leaving, kitchen staff, backroom changes, ownership. Even charities are getting money reduced at this point, and it's just all sorts of mess at Manchester United. Surely we've seen in football teams going through adversity find a way to get a result in these derbies. But is this a game where you guys can see Manchester United pull off a shock, get a lucky draw, get a win, or is it just going to be routine? Liverpool 1, Liverpool 2, Liverpool 3, Liverpool 4.
I need to find
our season, by the way. No.
If this was Sir Alex Ferguson era with no VAR, I'd give United a chance, but not in this modern football. There's no way. There's no
belt to us, man. Respectfully, belt for us. If there's no other way to put it, man. Like the way you guys have been performing as of recently, it's not been great, bro. Like I would have even said like a draw if you guys had been performing, but it's not. It's like there's no performance. The tactics look like they're solid. It's just the guys aren't performing right now. So like I could really just see like a standard 3-0. Like I don't feel like these guys are not as sadistic as they are under Klopp, where they where they will try to go for like 4, 5, 6, 7. Like, but it'll probably be like a standard 3-0. I think for me.
Yeah, probably.
I don't.
That's it.
That's what you're gonna say, Rock? This is where this fixture has fallen in terms of the calendar. I don't like how this year's starting off for Kaz. Like
I'm unbeaten.
Fair enough. I don't know. I think unfortunately it's one of those difficult games. Obviously, the rivalry is insane. I'm in two places though, because Ahmed's saying that he doesn't see that it's going to be a destruction, but Liverpool have put up like a lot of goals, and just recently, did they not just score 5?
No, but what I mean is that obviously this has been like a bit of a heavy week, innit? Because they played obviously earlier in midweek. So I think for me, knowing the way Slot is doing stuff, he probably wants to rest some guys. Don't they have like the Carabao Cup fixture upcoming as well? So like
he's gonna rest in a derby.
Yo, 1 second. Is this Connor? Big up, Connor. If Mikel Arteta wins 0 this year, do we keep him?
Egal said yes.
Yeah, watch start the stream.
Watch start the stream.
Yeah,
but
Connor, there's context. If Arteta gets knocked out of every competition, and we are in a situation where we're struggling to get top 4, then we have to have serious discussions.
After 5.5 years of being in charge.
Seriously, if we go on to win 0 trophies. If we go on to win 0 trophies, and the context of the season is he's made mad managerial mistakes to lead us to us getting knocked out of those games and everything's on him, then fair. But if it's a situation where there's other mitigating factors or random things that you cannot control, then maybe I wouldn't say it.
I think if
honestly,
you don't win
overall,
a trophy,
I can't give you a definitive answer.
No, I know what the answer is. You got to be honest with yourself. If you guys don't win trophies, but you're the best club in London, you're okay with Arteta.
No, but the thing is, Connor wants me to sit here and say I'm Arteta out. Bro, I don't want to sit here and give up on this manager. I don't want to give up on this team. I believe this team is so close that right now it's just Liverpool have had a better start to us, and I'm not going to write off this manager and this whole everything.
Toronto Egal's back. Remember when we had UK Egal the other day and he was giving up on the season? Toronto Egal is back.
We were talking about
if we come second again, no trophies, we go again next season.
No, but listen, the Arsenal topic is much more interesting. Even though we were talking about Liverpool, I think we should finish this section and then go back because that first part of the stream, Egal, that was the most interesting part of this stream because we were delving into the rationale behind keeping Arteta versus dispensing with Arteta services.
I know, but the main reason why people want to talk about this weekend's game, this is the biggest game of the weekend, and you guys seem to be like.
I agree. But let's go back to.
No. But are you guys honestly saying Man United Liverpool is not the most interesting part of this weekend?
No, because the fixture is already finished. It's almost written in stone right now, bro. The ink is about to be dry. We know what's gonna happen, Egal. This is like me saying.
Okay, so everyone, give me your score predictions then.
I said already 3-0. 3-0, you Liverpool. They're not going to be too sadistic because they got Carabao Cup midweek. I said that already.
Rack, score prediction.
Wait, why are you going to the Liverpool guy next?
I'm going to dial it back a little bit. Also, because I've been accused of being cocky in this stream, even though I wouldn't say I'm cocky, but I'm going to say 2-0. I'm going to be cocky.
This is the game. You have to be cocky. This is the game.
This is my reverse psychology. This is my reverse psychology.
Why not?
Because he came before you.
Oh, okay.
I need above you.
I was just asking.
Right now, this is the top 3 if I'm not mistaken, no? Top 4 actually, sorry, I should say. Top 4.
No, we're missing
last game results.
Missing Wolfie, not no force.
Yeah, I'm
wait. Wolfie's meant to be on the stream.
No, I mean he's in the top 4.
Top 4.
You're welcome, by the way. You're welcome. Found Wolfie, and now he's a villain in the YouTube world.
Oh yeah, the man became a heel.
Raised him up. He raised him up from a young pup.
Guys creating superstars. But before we go any further, I want to hear everyone's predictions on this game before we move on. I'm going.
Is that my mum? Crazy. Hey, she's calling.
Oh wow.
Oh.
Yeah.
Do you have to go?
Oh yeah.
Is this on YouTube?
Yeah, you got to answer that.
What's your score prediction? Before you go.
I don't have to go.
No, he's not talking about.
I'm giving. I think a respect. I said it on Monster Stream. A respectable 1-1 draw would
Oh, that's the heart. I like that.
Yeah, a respectable 1-1 draw.
Do you think Ruben Amorim plays the same way he did at the Emirates and goes super defensive?
We didn't go super defensive against you, man. What are you on about?
You didn't offer any attack.
Does that mean it's super defensive then?
Kind of did.
Did you offer any attack?
Set piece.
There you go. We played mid block against you, like we played mid block against City. That's exactly how we played, And we played between the midfield as well. Like
I know, but Liverpool is the 4th best set piece team. I don't know why Vader is laughing.
No, this man said set piece. That's done me.
Anyways, I can't help it. Saliba literally butted the ball into the back of the net. It's not my fault. Their players are looking like Scooby-Doo characters, all shocked. But yeah, guys, you guys are right. Everyone just wants to hear about Arteta. And I'm going to say this. I am quite impressed with how we've been dealing with Bukayo Saka's injury the last 2 games. Hopefully, we continue to find ways to deal with it. Ethan's played well. Arsenal play Brighton away. I expect us to win. I expect us to have a good performance. Brighton away is a tough ground to go to. Hopefully, there's no red cards. Hopefully, there's no stupidness. And we see ourselves come out of that game with another game in hand where we've come out with 3 points, and we will now officially be 2 points better off than we were last season at this point of the season. So if that means anything to you guys, it just goes to show that we have the consistency. We just don't have the luck. When luck meets consistency, Is that's when the greatness happens.
But that's the thing, Egal. I think you have had a tougher start to the season than you did last year. So the fact you're coming out with the same number of points compared to the start of last season, I think is actually a positive for you, right? So, but the thing is, you guys just take it one step too far, right? You say stuff that.
Don't say like, you guys. You mean me, right?
No, but you are, but you are one of the chief protagonists. But you're not the only one. If you were the only one, I would say it's you. But
yeah,
if you were a little bit, I don't want to say that you stay humble, there was something behind that, and I think that if you had that little bit more humbleness, then it wouldn't be such an issue.
Listen,
right?
Being humble wouldn't stop the referee from giving Declan Rice a red card, wouldn't stop the referee from giving Trossard a red card, wouldn't stop Martin Odegaard from getting an injury on international duty, or Bukayo Saka having a hamstring problem. Personally,
but the problem is
my fans and everyone, Arsenal fans, fellow Arsenal fans, I can't control what they do. By the way, there's a large portion of Arsenal fans who are humble and who say we're not going to win shit before the season starts, and to this point still stand by that.
They don't say that out of being humble.
Don't worry, you get knocked out next week.
Arsenal fans being humble. I don't know about that one.
Look, for example,
there's Arsenal fans who are so humble. You think they're Spurs fans the way some of them speak.
No, what do you mean? You talk like a Spurs
They're
fan
just dejected. They just have no belief. It's not about being humble.
Even bring up the things you just brought up.
Bro, man's acting like I'm sitting here saying we dare to do the fuck out.
No, but even the things you've just brought up, right? About the sendings off, right? At one point you were bringing up the Saliba sending off, but I think you've realised ultimately the Saliba sending off, there was nothing controversial about it. It would, in any other circumstance, that would have been a clear sending off. So I think you've dropped that, which is fair enough. These other things, these little things, they happened during the course of the season. Last season, when we had that, I mean, if there was a robbery of a sending off, that sending off against Spurs, also that goal that was disallowed, excuse me, you know, and we made a big deal of it at the time. But as the season progressed, we weren't going on and on and on about it. And it's just like
you weren't, yeah.
And at the same time, Martin Odegaard has been out injured. Fine, that's been an injury. But these things do happen, right? We've had periods where Salah has been injured for a period of time. It's just you say that we've done really well, but then you bring all this other stuff into it. When we know that Odegaard and Saka have been injured, we know you've had these marginal calls of, but it's not like Arsenal being victimised. It's you guys. You know what? Arsenal being victimized.
Arsenal are victims to a rule change that was implemented only in 2 games, where they enforced it to the highest degree and never enforced it to that level ever again. That's the only thing we're victims of this season. Everything else is we're victims of our own success over the last couple of years.
Well, can I just be honest there, Egal? Yeah. All of our teams here, on some level, have felt like we'll all be cheered at certain points in the season. We just got to move on, bro. Respectfully, that's what I say, man.
Okay.
At the end of the day,
so move on. So move on. Even though we've lost 4 points in a title race where we're currently 6 points behind.
People will lose points from it. Listen, I've lost points from it. Rack at some point in time eventually lose points due to poor refereeing decisions.
Hopefully it's
inevitable. Well, it may be on Sunday, but at the end of the day, it's an inevitable factor, bro. In the EPL, bro, it's happened.
Okay, do you think we'll lose points on Saturday to Brighton?
Nah.
I think it'll be competitive, but I would probably say I don't know on that one. I think it's gonna be competitive, in my personal opinion.
I'd say that there's a possibility, but a tough game that you had against Brentford, which I thought maybe there was a possibility you dropping points there. You actually came through that test in flying colours.
I'm surprised though you're playing that.
You surprised me then. I thought that would be a tough game.
Yeah, but the thing is though, you played Wednesday. You now play again. I think obviously this Saturday.
But we had a big break. We had a big break between playing on what was it?
Do you not play the midweek again? You play midweek next week, right? The Carabao, correct?
Bro, these guys were tempted to go to Dubai in between the last game and the Wednesday game.
What the hell, man? Why they giving them in Dubai, man? Yo, they giving them something in Dubai, bro. That's what they do.
Just go get a sunbed, man. Just go get a sunbed.
No, you know what it is, man.
It's just refreshing,
These Arsenal fans will be accused.
Energized.
of like that's my thing.
Listen,
Why they
there's
taking
Yeah,
it wide, bro?
those are heavy accusations. Don't do that. Let's go to the next. Let's go to the next game. Let's go to the next game. Since we're talking about you, you're facing Palace. You can't guarantee no win versus Palace.
Yes, you are correct.
On current form,
I've got a great question.
Go ahead, my brother. You know what?
Maresca loses 3 in a row. How does your fan base react?
I mean, you should see how they reacted after one
This last one.
You know what I mean? Let's look at how these
Patch out.
You know.
And by the way, I asked you because I've got that as my title of my video in about an hour and 15.
Do you know what the issue is? I think for me, obviously, the last 2 games, specifically, I would argue Fulham and this game have really respectfully been mostly down to the manager. Obviously, the last game as and I think the last game as well was also down to the players. Like, listen, we shouldn't. There's equal blame. A lot of it on the manager and a lot of it on the players in the last game. But in general, the past week, and I would even add Everton, has really been on the manager's in-game management, particularly Fulham, where he got outclassed. And then in the last game, where I felt like his approach to the game really let us down, in my personal opinion, too. So I think I'm looking at Crystal Palace. This is a game I'm looking at as a bounce back. We want to be at the end of the day, we knew this. Like, this season our target was top 4. There's going to be these lows and highs, right? This is a little bit of a low, a little bit of a bumpy period. Let's make sure we can get through this. Crystal Palace, we usually win at that ground, actually, unironically.
But they got Munoz back, Eze back, Sheikh the
I know. The thing is, though, in general, whenever we go to the Palace ground, we usually win. It's like it's a common, it's a good winning place for us, but it's also a good place for us to actually get back on track. So, so listen, I'm looking forward to it. I think hopefully the team works. The manager makes the necessary tweaks that are needed.
Put Ipswich behind you.
Sorry, bro.
Put Ipswich behind you.
Yes, exactly, man. Put Ipswich behind us. Put Fulham behind us. Put Everton behind us, man. Listen, 2025, man.
Season, I'm noticing a trend. Defensive teams that are counter-attacking, playing defensive versus Chelsea.
You know what the issue is, though? But the issue with that take, I know what you're gonna mention, because even I had initially thought about that after the game against Ipswich, but when I went back to the game, did a bit more watching, a bit more analyzing. I think the problem wasn't that we weren't creating chances. We were creating chances, but we weren't finishing the chances too. And I think also the other problem was that if you look at both the Fulham game and the Everton game, our players did not come with the right mentality, in my personal opinion. They weren't aggressive enough, looking for that first goal. The second,
they're not in a title race.
No, but that doesn't matter, bro. At the end of the day,
it shouldn't matter.
It shouldn't matter. It shouldn't matter. At the end of the day,
45 years against Fulham, crazy.
Exactly. I should be expecting to win, regardless. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter if I'm in the title race or not. I think all of us here can agree when whoever all of our teams, that they should be coming with the right mentality. That's it. It doesn't matter if I'm in the title race.
What's your score prediction? Because I'm going with a 1-1.
I would actually say 2-1. I think it's going to be 2-1. Because that's usually the scoreline that happens at the Palace ground. Big up Selhurst Park, bro. Yeah. We always score bangers there, We always score bangers at Selhurst Park, so I'm looking forward.
Crystal Palace have an amazing catalog of goals against good teams. Like Man City alone, they've scored a couple of bangers versus Man City.
Gallagher scored a crazy goal against them. I remember last season, if I'm not mistaken.
He didn't celebrate. Good guy.
I think it's either last or the season before. It's one of them ones.
But 2 seasons ago.
Exactly, but our catalog against them, Ziyech has scored a few crazy goals against them too. So we've got a good catalog against them. Listen, I think it's a game I'm looking at. I like what I'm seeing in terms of what the managers come out to say as of recently, and some of the stuff I'm seeing. So listen, new year, new Chelsea. That's what I'm gonna say, man. There we go.
That's so cringe.
Why not, man? Why is that cringe, man? Listen, you Arsenal fans have got.
I just find the whole new year. I find the whole new year, new me stuff very cringe. Me and Kaz were talking about it yesterday. But
it's a little joke, man. You know what I mean? You need to entertain the new season. It's the new year. Come on, bro. Let me go feel the energy.
Okay, let's get into the next topic though. Anybody have anything to say on Chelsea before we move on? Because Kaz had a good point, but besides that, we got to talk about.
I was quite surprised how. Because I thought a lot of Chelsea fans were behind the project, but it seems like there are a lot of people questioning Maresca, at the slightest bad, but at the slightest bad or average result, which I was quite surprised with, especially after last season. I thought maybe they would be a bit more balanced. as soon as they lost the first game against Fulham, people always say, "This is all on Maresca. This is Maresca's fault." I was like, okay, that kind of game can
because
happen.
he didn't do a single substitution besides one the whole 90 minutes.
Stop it. I understand that,
and then Fulham's two
doesn't mean that's not necessarily the direct. But that doesn't necessarily directly mean that they lost the game because of that.
No, but Fulham's two substitutions came on and scored the equalizer and the winner.
Yeah, but that's not how you measure whether a performance is good or bad, or whether your team deserves to win or lose, right? Just because the opposition made two substitutions.
No. I think you know what the issue is.
It's more just a general point that I was surprised how quickly some of the Chelsea fans turned on Maresca. That was the point.
Do you know what the issue is? And I'll say it like this. Yeah, big problem with Chelsea is that when you've been used to winning so much, yeah, you're gonna create these guys where they're hungry. You know what I mean?
Wait, what?
What do you mean? We've been used to winning for so long, bro. For the last 20 years. Yes, the last 2 years, different context, I would argue. But in general, that's what we've been used to. You know what I mean? Steady on, mate.
21 years. Yeah.
So the problem is, you know what I mean? The problem becomes, and I've said this before, when these guys are hungry for success, that's what it is, man. Yeah. Like, listen, Kais understands it, bro. Look at the way that United fans are going after like so many losses in a row. Like you can see the way that these guys are acting, even though it's not really Amrin's fault what is going on there, but you see the way these fans are reacting just over these losses. So that's the context I think I would give more than anything.
Atlanta just lost to Inter. Maybe we can get Lookman in January.
I want Edison.
Egal, this is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about.
Egal not scouting, man. Egal not scouting.
I'm joking, guys. I'm joking.
No, you know it is. It's like we need a right winger, but let's look at some left ones. Crazy. Let's not solve the bracket issue.
We don't need a right winger. We need
you do.
We just need a winger that can come in and be versatile and make a difference.
Right winger, bro. Your guy's out till basically April, bro. You got left wingers and you're hoping for them to do a job on the right wing, but they're not even
we don't need a single position. We need a Swiss Army knife that can do it all.
Don't worry, man. You know what it is, man.
Yo, 1 second. We got Patrol Blanco in the building. I think this is, we know who this is, guys. You guys all know who it is.
I don't know who who this is.
You guys don't know the Real Madrid fan Sam who comes on the channel?
Oh, is that his name is? Sorry, I didn't know that was his name. Sorry.
Yeah, he's saying, Egal, how are you? How are Arsenal fans gonna take you serious when you flip flop? Are you an Arsenal fan or are you an Arteta fan? You are acting like a Spurs fan.
I agree with that last part. Acting like a Spurs fan.
Listen, first of all, unfortunately, you missed the whole beginning of the video. But the reason why I've changed my stance is because I completely misjudged Liverpool and I discredited Liverpool.
It's not Sam. It's not Sam, by the way. He just said he's not Sam.
Oh, okay, my bad. I thought it was Sam. My apologies. But yeah, I did think it was a situation where I discredited Liverpool. I put a lot of. I think my whole premise was Arne Slot comes into the Premier League and wins the league. That is on Arteta and Arsenal. And we need to do major changes to get rid of Arteta, get rid of everything. But maybe it's just Liverpool have had a really good start to the season. We've now had some unfortunate injuries.
I hope so. Egal,
and it's a situation. It's a situation where that can be salvaged.
Egal, if Liverpool had a few injuries now, but still went on to win the league, would that then also change your opinion again?
No, that if Mo Salah is injured for the rest of the season, then yeah.
The rest of the season.
You know what Mo Salah gets injured, yeah. Let's just say, he gets injured, and then Liverpool go out by left winger. But we need a Swiss Army knife. That would that would be insane.
I just think what I've done is I discredited the fact that Liverpool already have a ready-made team. Arne Slot didn't have to do too much work to come. He did a lot of great work, don't get me wrong, but he didn't have to rebuild the whole team, and the team wouldn't fall off to like top 4 or challenging for 5th.
By the way, you're allowed to change your mind, by the way. Like, you don't have to stay firm. This is only a YouTube thing. When people change their mind in real life, people don't give a shit. It's just when you come on YouTube, you're allowed to change your mind.
I'm just simply saying I've changed my stance on the whole sacking Arteta in the case that Liverpool win the league or Liverpool finish above us.
Insane.
There's a caveat there. There we go.
There is a major caveat.
You know, as a guy.
I am still reassessing. At the end of the season. I'm just not.
Chelsea above you guys.
But hey, guys, There is still one more thing. Vader, you're not going away. West Ham, are you going to beat them with no Jared Bowen?
Easy.
You got to slap them, surely.
No. If there's anything you should have learned in 2024 and bring on in 2025, there's no slapping when it comes to City wins. It's just about getting the 3 points. That's where we're at. All right. The slapping, the domination, the run of games, the just pure excellence that we've shown for the last 4 years. It's not it this year. This year is just about getting the results. So I think we're going to be playing against, a highly motivated West Ham that obviously should be smelling blood in this City team because we haven't been able to control games like that. We've been conceding possession. Like, when was the last time you saw a team match us in passes, right? Like, so we're playing a different style. I think we're going to obviously have the advantage of being at home. And if I leave there with a 1-0, 2-1, I'm happy with it. That's actually, I think, should be the expectation of many City fans. Our style of football, our brand, not right now. We're not that team. We don't have that quality anymore. Guys need to come back healthy. Guys need to have a run of games to show form. 2-1 is my goal prediction. West Ham, let's get the win. Let's get out of there. And if I can be in striking distance and arm reach of that top 4, all the better for it. But West Ham, challenge like no one, like
no
everyone
way.
else.
Sam now submits a super chat from the same nation and says, Egal, this is me, bro. It's the same currency. What do you expect me to do? I thought it was you.
Swedish krona.
His name's Sam in one.
No, but he's a Real Madrid fan. You know what I mean? My bad.
There's more than one Real Madrid fan in Sweden.
Go back to the other super chat quick. Let me just see how you done Egal as like the way he started off the sentence. It's exactly the same way as he did with Egal with a couple letter. No, that's definitely him. He's got burn. Now we found his burner account.
You see, he's got a burner.
Guys with the text forensics over here.
Yeah, he said, big up Egal. Hope you and the panel are well. By the way, Kaz, Man United are in the mud. And how is Lenny Euro?
Fine.
You like him as a player? You like what you've been seeing?
Yeah, well, yeah, he's just a young buck.
The only reason why he's saying that, he's disappointed.
He's in a bad situation, man. That's it. Like, it's going to be hard to develop anyone that's in a bad situation.
Maybe you should loan him out like we did Saliba.
Nah, we're right.
Get him out of that bad environment.
Mate, I don't think it's a bad environment. I just think it's just a shit squad. Do you know what I mean?
I seen Rashford's face on the bench, bro. It is a bad environment right now.
I'm hearing Rashford's coming back into the team.
Like, this guy's, now, if you want to talk about a flip flop, there's one. One moment you're saying you want a new challenge and everything, and next moment you say, oh, like allegedly through Chris Wheeler, anyways, that you're open to staying and there's been an attitude change all of a sudden.
That has to be bullshit.
It sounds like someone who's trying to save face. So the whole point when you lot were bashing Ineos trying to say they're forcing him out and shit, clearly not.
You know, it could just be a power play to be like, hey, I'm not going to get a move. At least let me try to get some game time.
I don't know. You know what? Respectively, I don't give a shit. He's crap. Get rid.
How little would you get rid of him for? Loan
of obligation, 20 million, 25, 30. Just get rid, and the wages. It's like a flipping. It's like a weight.
Wait, guys. You think he's crap as a player, or it's just not going to work anymore at the club?
Yeah, he's got his strengths. Don't get me wrong, but you averaged 8 goals a year for me, mate, since you started your career here. So like, I don't really. Why do I back that? I don't know why. He's bamboozled the fan base. Like Bruno Fernandes, like the rest of the other shitters. It don't fool me, mate. He'll probably do well somewhere else, get you like 12 to 15 goals or something, whoop-de-doo, in a bit. Don't want him.
Fair. You know what? We're going to have to wrap it up there.
To me, mate. No different to McTominay for me, honestly. Both just average players. Simple as that.
We're going to have to wrap it up there. It's been a great show. Happy New Year's, everybody. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Vader, big up to you. Big up to Jay for joining us. Ahmed, Rak, Kaz, and go check out everyone's channels, guys. Go check out Vader Games. Go check out Ahmed, the Bridge Nation. Kaz's channel. Also, he has 2 channels, obviously. Never a Foul on his own personal one, Kaz. What is that again? Kaz MUFC?
MUFC Kaz, yeah.
There you go. And guys, I'm going to put the link to the description, everybody's channels. You guys have yourselves a wonderful day. Catch you guys on the next one. Love for the love, people. Peace. We're out of here. Done.